Here we go then. Start of Groe Parkrun in Bilf Wells, mid Wales. Running the Puma Fast R3s again. So, got a current personal best of 17:39, which was set a couple of years ago here at the Groe Parkrun. Looking to go a bit quicker than that. I think I'm in quite a lot better shape than I was there, but just hoping that there's somebody who can go with me so that it's a little bit easier. Now at the moment we've got this young lad who's gone off pretty quickly. The GPS isn't great here, so I'm not sure we're going, probably about right actually, 23 per k. So we started off pretty quickly, and it's just looking at, can we just settle it and see if we can see the tree cover there. We've not actually sped up, not doing 3 minutes 6 seconds per k there, but it does kind of sort itself out. But so I'm hoping that there's going to be someone who can go with me. This lad did go off quite quickly, but then does slow down a bit. So here I think to myself, I'm going to have to go. So I just tempo, just go past, and then we'll see. So that's 300 meters in, and I am on my own. Now there are another couple of quick people in this race, but it's just with parkrun you never know what people are doing, whether they're just having a little run out, whether they're going quickly or not. So I'd kind of settled myself into the fact that maybe this might be a bit of a solo effort, so more of a bit of mental toughness than anything else. A 17:39 5k works out at around 3:32 per kilometres. It's actually slightly under, but that's close enough for what we need to do today. So I'm looking to hold around that pace. I got a kind of slight back of my mind, wanted to look at see how close I can get to 17 minutes, but let's start the sandbagging. Done a few races recently, not feeling that great. My calves are still a little bit tight, but I'm still going to give it as good go as I can, whilst realising this is a parkrun and it's not the Olympic Games. So, you know, let's not be too ridiculous about this. Now the Groe is a really good parkrun. It's a lovely place to run, so I'd recommend it if you're ever anywhere near the area. There are a couple of little tight turns, and if you are going quicker, it is a 3-lap course, so you will be overtaking people. So bear that in mind if you do want to come here for a really fast one. But it is parkrun, and it is fun. So don't worry about it too much, just have a nice day. Now I was looking back to see how close people were to me, just to see whether I was going to get any kind of challenge on this, not a race, but they were already quite a little bit behind, so again it was just about locking in and seeing what I could do on my own in this time trial. Here we are then, just coming up to the 1 kilometre mark, which I've gone through in a 3:22. That's a good start. I went off quite quickly and then I've kind of pulled it back a bit, so I'm feeling quite comfortable, happy with that, and that gives me 10 seconds up on my personal best at the moment. So if I could just hold this pace, it would be great, and I would end up with quite a large PB. But I am aware that things are going to get a little bit tougher, especially when I'm on my own, and there is a bit of a wind on the back straight as well. Plus this gigantic hill here, look out, there we go. No, I'm only joking, it's a tiny little hill there, a little joke here as well, saying almost at the top, or whatever it says on the right here. What's it say on the sign? Yep, almost at the top. Hilarious stuff. And then cresting the top of the hill is just finishing off the lap now. Just coming up to the 2 kilometre mark now along the back straight. There was a bit of a wind here, so a 3:26, so slowed a little bit, but just settling down into pace, quite comfortable, heart rate well under control. So I've now got a 16-second buffer on my personal best. Now at this point it's kind of time to make a decision, because I could see I was slipping away from doing a sub 17. I was also comfortably in line for a personal best, and it was just about how hard do I want to work. And I decided not that hard. I was just going to not chill, but I was going to keep pushing, but I wasn't going to go absolutely crazy, because I just mentally, for some reason, didn't really have it. Wasn't really feeling it in my legs. So 166, 167 heart rate, that is not that high for me in a 5k. I would be pushing into the 170s if I wanted to work really hard. I am still trying, and this is far from easy, but just some days you just haven't got it in your mind to really push. As I said, I've done a few races recently and I just didn't have the mental strength to kind of really push it out of parkrun. So we go around the corner, get around them, and then, you know, so I was just about going to tempo it home, see how much I could get out of myself without going crazy and pushing myself too hard. Here we go then, coming up to the end of the 3rd kilometre. So I've done really well here, but I've knocked out a 3:30, which is absolutely fine. That's still faster than the pace for my personal best. I still made a couple of seconds there, and I'm feeling quite comfortable. Again, still trying, but not going hell for leather. And again, it would be quite hard because you're overtaking people as well. I'm trying to get around some of these tight corners. It isn't the best when you're running on the edge, so it is pretty sensible to run a little bit within yourself, and then if you've got anything at the end, give it all on the last little bit. So this is the 2nd lap, so I've got one more lap. I'm just going to come round the corner here. There's a little straight, and then it's the long straight that goes towards past the finish line and then round for one more time. So again, at this point, this is where if you are pushing really hard, it gets, the 4th kilometre is the hardest one. So it's about, for me here, it was about not slowing down anymore and just staying at a reasonable rate. And again, as you can see, you're having to weave in and out of people a little bit, but that is, it's parkrun. There's room for everyone, really doesn't matter. Just enjoy it, and remember that, yeah, it isn't the Olympic Games, so people are allowed to be there, and if you have to slow down, you have to slow down. Nobody cares. Here we go then, we're just coming up towards 4 kilometres, my heart rate has just picked into the 170, so I'm working a bit here. Managed to maintain the 3:30, so that's really good. Happy, so I've got 20 seconds on my PB, so barring any ridiculous blow up, I'm going to comfortably get personal best, but it's just by how much. Now I had quite a strange mentality here, because although I was inside my personal best, I wasn't close enough to 17 minutes to break 17, and in my little mind I was thinking, what's the difference between 17:20 and a 17:10 or whatever? Well, it's faster, and this would be the fastest I've ever run in my life, but for some reason at this point I was just thinking, I'll just run it home, don't worry about it too much. It's strange what your mind does, because you never know, I could break my leg tomorrow and then I wouldn't get another chance to do this, and this could be my only chance to ever run at this pace, but for some reason I thought to myself, this is what I'm going to do today. But great, so everyone here lovely, running on the left, so I was able to get past. It's really nice when people do that, but again, they don't have to, but it is good because it makes things a lot easier, so not have to change direction too much. So Groe Parkrun is very good for that. Here we go then, coming towards the finish. We're getting a couple of 100 metres, we just go around this corner and then there's a bit of a sprint towards the end. I say sprint because in my brain once again I was just going to not even sprint. Now I had literally no idea what was going on because I wasn't particularly tired. I looked down at my watch, I thought, oh, this isn't going to be as quick as I necessarily wanted it to be today. So we are going to go a little bit, but I'm still running at 3:30 per kilometre, so I haven't changed. Probably for about 4.5 kilometres I've been running at the same. So I look down at my watch and I'm just like, okay, I don't even muster a sprint, so I'm really sorry everyone, but that is absolutely pathetic. But there we go, in we go, finish with a decent time anyway, so the 5th K was, yep, exactly 3:30, so nothing better, nothing worse, which is really good. Yeah, so yeah, there we go. So personal best of 17:18, which I'm happy with. But yeah, could have been a bit quicker had I been bothered to sprint, which again, for the life of me, I've no idea why I didn't. There we have it, a brand new shiny parkrun PB. I will be doing another 5k race in a few weeks time. In July I'm doing the Safa at 5k. Looking forward to that. Hopefully get a bit faster than that. I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.